Hey guys, Magic Mike here. If you're looking to shed those extra quarantine pounds and get stronger, or you're an athlete looking to get a slight edge on your competition, we have the gym for you. Introducing Slight Edge Fitness and Performance, conveniently located in Braintree, Mass. Slight Edge is offering individual, small group, and sports performance training in a private gym setting. The Steele Nazz boys are going to be in there very soon doing a combine. That's going to be interesting. The Slight Edge trainers will be sure to get your heart rate up, increase strength, and help you reach your fitness goals with a customized program. You can find them on Instagram using the handle @SlightEdgeFit. Give them a follow, or visit their website, slightedgefit.com, and set up a free strategy session while you're there. Let it rip.
Back here for another episode of Steele Nazz, brought to you in part by Hedge Better from our headquarters in Braintree, Mass, powered by Slight Edge Fitness and Performance. Tonight, we're joined by East Bridgewater native. I'm sure if you're around my age, you've heard of him before. UNH football star, Casey Deandrade. We'll be covering from his football career in East Bridgewater all the way through his All-American and now coaching days. Afterwards, we'll dive into, a big hockey series between the Bruins and Capitals, 2-1 after 3 games into it. We're heading to game 4 tomorrow night. We're recording on a Thursday, which we usually do. And now the Celtics start their 2-7 against the best team probably in the NBA, in the Brooklyn Nets, this Saturday. We'll have our takes on that. We'll have our usual, segments of, my take of the week. Ended with a Magic Mike minute. I think it's going to be a very splendid one tonight. We'll get it going. Let's let it rip. Casey Deandrade. We now joined by former UNH guy, East Bridgewater native, Casey Deandrade. How we doing tonight, man? It's been a long time since the Royal AAU days, huh?
I know it's been a while now. Yeah, absolutely, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on. It's a pleasure. I listened to a couple of your podcasts. And you guys are doing a really good job, so I appreciate you guys having me on.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, awesome, brother. Absolutely.
So what you been up to? I mean, I just said that, we played baseball together, but, what have you been coming on from here? I know a lot of football background, but, that whole pandemic thing and everything going on. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I think, since the last time we've, kind of seen each other, it's been a long time, but the last, 2 years since 2018, the winter of 2018, I've been at Holy Cross. So I'm one of the assistant coaches there. I coach the cornerbacks there. The last year has been absolutely nuts with COVID, as you can imagine. Being a college football coach in the last year and a half has been absolutely wild. But I've been there for the last 2.5 years. Right after college, I got on to coaching at UNH a little bit right away. There's a little story about the NFL I bet we'll touch on a little bit. But so I've been there the last basically 2.5 years, and it's a great place to be, and I'm very, very happy where I'm at right now. And just being from Massachusetts, it's kind of the legacy of Holy Cross itself has been, obviously we all grew up kind of around the same area, and it was a cool place that I always thought about. And now, I think we're, kind of on the path of being a really, really good football program. So either
in the Worcester area. My first question, I guess that was a question, but my first one off the bat, where did the flow go, and what did it mean to you? I miss it.
I think it's still here. It's coming back a little bit.
Yeah, give it some time. Give it some time.
I know it's coming back. No, it's gone for right now. It's put to rest, but it might come back at some point. It was weird. It started off as a little joke with my brother. Him and I decided that we were gonna. I think it was my sophomore year of high school. Just decided who was gonna grow it out longest, and I eventually lost the bet. He still has it long, and I had to cut mine. Just a little bit for the coaching world, but I miss it here and there.
Because
you just wake up every day without it.
When I was following you, your UNH days, and watching you on CSN or whatever you call Channel 52 nowadays,
Sure.
Just seeing the long hair at all times, did it kind of wow, I'm this big defensive banger with it's the guy with the long hair, that's the stud out there.
Yeah, the problem was you weren't the one here in sunshine, and you weren't getting your hair pulled.
Oh my god,
bastards!
No, it was good. It was a little. I don't know why I had it. I really don't, but it's kind of was my little trademark. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed it, and it's glad to not have it now when I get out of the shower every day for sure.
Yeah. So beginning of the grind question, I should ask. When did the game of football, was something special for you?
Yeah, so it was weird. I always loved baseball, and I think Naz a little bit. I was a little bit of a late grower, I guess. So I never was really fast when I was growing up. So I played Royals with one of Nazz's buddies, Andrew McBride, and
Intern Andrew. We got
Intern
intern
Andrew. What a stunt.
Yeah.
What a
So
stunt.
How was he
that's how
doing
that's how we played AAU baseball together for Royals. I know, like back then, AAU wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah.
We were kind of like outcasted from our hometown if you played AAU baseball at that point. It was kind of like you were, thought you were better than everyone else. So we played. So I played there, and I thought baseball was kind of my thing. I always loved playing it. And then my freshman year of high school, I made the varsity team as a freshman on baseball, didn't make it for football. And then something happened, and I became actually fast for the first time in my life. And I played football my sophomore year, and it kind of got from there.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but my next question was going to be like, when did you realize you were like actually fast?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember the exact day, but I remember maybe just getting the ball in my hand and running by people. And I was like, oh, that's a little bit different than normal, and I still love baseball. I kind of kick myself in the butt every now and then for not playing baseball, just because I love it so much. And I think it made me such a better football player playing baseball. I'm, in the recruiting world now, and I ask the kids the questions, do you play any other sports? When they play baseball, my ears perk up. I think it's a special thing that to be able to play baseball a little bit. I mean, if you think about every play you're playing baseball, you're thinking, right? So if you're on second base and there's 2 strikes, you got to know it. If you're playing third base, I got to put the ball here. If it goes to my right, it's just a lot of thinking that goes into it. A lot of people don't appreciate it. They just sit there and say, this game's taking forever. Let's go.
Snooze fest. Idiots.
I love
That's
it.
what they are.
Yeah.
What position?
I think it's the best sport. I think it's the hardest sport to play. And, I kicked myself in the butt a little bit for not playing it, but
What position were you in baseball?
I played center field. I pitched, but I was not very good at it. I did it for our high school team, but I played center field, and I loved it.
Oh, yeah, when that speed kicked in, center field, nothing dropping out there, nothing.
I played infield when I was a kid, and I threw the ball over the first 6 and 10 probably twice a game. So I think they decided I'm going to put you out in the outfield and run balls down.
Yeah.
Now I showed these guys next to me your like high school tapes and stuff, and obviously there's like a touchdown every play. I've seen it's very impressive. When did you know that like, yeah, I can probably play at like a high level, like at least collegiately, and when did it really spin in terms of like maybe college? I mean, maybe football is the way to go in college instead of baseball.
Yeah, I think growing up in a town like East Bridgewater, you don't really get, just don't really see kids going to that school, to the bigger level, right? So it was a lot of kids that were going to, and no offense, I'm not putting down.
Yeah.
I love East Bridgewater to death, but a lot of kids going to the D2, D3 level, and I just never really understood what it was like. And then my junior year, I had a really good year. We actually played really well. It was the first time. So my high school team, we were 9-2 my junior year, 10-1 my senior year, never made the playoffs. We can talk about Mass high school football in a minute, but we were 9-2, didn't make the playoffs. So my junior year, we were 9-2. We lost to Mashpee, and then, shit happened. But we, I was doing well. And I went to a couple camps that year, and I was, running good 40 times stuff. And I picked up my first offer for college football that year at the UNH, at the BC camp. Actually, UNH offered me there. I thought, I had the dreams of going to BC and UConn. It just didn't work out for me. But then I got my first scholarship offer to UNH kind of my junior year. I thought sophomore year there was a chance. I was still playing both. And then junior year, I still didn't know. I still kept baseball as a, kind of a plan in the back of my mind. And then I just fell in love with the game of football. And
now, did you say BC UConn for football or baseball? Or
for football.
Oh, football. Okay. Were there any
I was getting recruited by those 2 schools, kind of the big ones. And like I said, back in the day, it was from YouTube. And like now that I'm in the recruiting world, like there's not many kids that get missed now. Mm-hmm. And not that I got missed and I should have been where I wasn't, but my film was on YouTube, and there's not really much you can do with that besides send an email. Now, the days of huddle and all that stuff, it's a little easier to get seen, which I think kids are kind of reaping the benefits for that. So it was good.
To your point too, I mean, at least like you said in the YouTube days, getting recruited at a small public high school was not easy to get recruited to the D1 level.
Yeah, you got to send it everywhere. Yeah, send it out and whatnot.
So
yeah, I think my high school coach just sent a max email. I don't
to everyone in this country. You know what I mean? Like, see what happens.
Now, if you send a mass text, everyone wants to kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, you hit the delete button really quick.
Yeah.
Kind of going towards your UNH days. So, like, what was it stepping on that campus like day one? And like, actually, you know what? What was like? Why UNH? Why did you pick that?
I made my decision really easy when I had one offer for football, so that was kind of. But no. So I went up there and it was a small town feel to a big kind of football program. I went up there and the head coach up there, Sean McDonald, is one of my mentors, and I would stand on the table and say that he's one of the best coaches in the country at any level. I think the way he motivates people, the way he takes people from young men to turns them into grown men very quickly is something to admire and something that I strive to do. But I went up there and the family feel that I felt when I first walked on that campus, you couldn't tell the difference if someone was a first-year freshman that walked on the program or the best player on the team. The best player on the team when I was there was Matt Evans. He's a Hanover kid, went to Thayer. He's still the leading tackler at UNH.
Oh, wow. Neck of the woods, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually working for the Patriots now. And I went there, and the first time I went up there, I knew where I was from, what I did, and everything from East Bridgewater. And he's a Hanover kid, but he brought me home for Thanksgiving break and all that stuff. So just kind of that culture of the family aspect really, I was really drawn to. And I just, I fell in love with the place, right? When I'm sure you guys have probably been up there.
Once or twice in my life.
Pretty fun place to go to school as well. So that helped, obviously, just going up there and seeing what life was like up there.
So, like, at what point in your college career? I mean, I'm trying to think because you had your freshman year, you had a red shirt too. When did you start getting a lot of time? And at what point did you start like seeing yourself making an impact in the game?
Yeah, so I was lucky. My freshman year, I came in as a running back / corner / safety. Right when I got there, they said you're not playing running back, so that was a little
tough change.
Yeah, a little shot, but it is what it is. I never really cared about defense in high school, to be honest with you. It was a second thought to me. I just wanted the ball, but so I got up there. My red shirt year, I was able to travel to all the games, which is kind of rare for a young kid that's redshirting.
Yeah.
So I got to go to Minnesota. I got to go to the playoff game at Wofford. And it was cool. It was a good experience for me, and I was kind of scared the last game because back then, if you got in one game, your red shirt was burnt.
Oh, man.
So
Really? Wow.
Game, so I dressed for the playoff game my last year, and I was scared. I was like, don't put me in this football game.
Don't you dare.
This year, it's November. I just went through all this stuff. So then come the next spring, and one of the senior cornerbacks actually got hurt. He had a Liz Frank injury in his foot. And they kind of just slotted me in, and I was with the twos, and I worked my way up from the threes, from the twos to the ones. And then I actually started my first game as a redshirt freshman at Central Michigan. And I think my knees are still shaking for that first punt return I had. I think that was one of the scariest moments I had. No, it was cool. So right from that, I ended up starting. So I started 52 of 53 games up there, which I'm pretty proud of. And and it sucks to have somebody get an injury. It sucks that someone got hurt for me to play, but that's kind of the business that we're in.
It's the Tom Brady moment. Yeah, yep. Make it happen.
It's the Wally Pitt moment, our position.
There it is.
Yeah.
So you were a captain. What year were you get the captain leadership there?
Yeah, my senior year, 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was kind of like your favorite moment at UNH? I'll top off the UNH stuff with that.
Yeah, I think there was a few. I think my first year really playing 2013, we were 1-3. We ended up making a run and made it to the national semifinals. We went to the Fargo Dome and played North Dakota State.
Oh boy, that must have been a
wow.
Huh?
Started off, the other kid playing corner had a pick six. I picked up a fumble next drive, and then I think they went and scored 53 unanswered points on us.
Oh boy, was that Wentz?
Wentz was the backup. It was Easton Stick, his name. Oh no, it wasn't Easton Stick. It was Brock Jensen. I don't know. They have the best quarterback names ever.
Wow, Brock Jensen in the Fargo Dome. You guys didn't stand a prayer.
So it was
Sorry.
cool. Like, I showed up there. This kid from East Bridgewater. I'm like, I don't know anything about North Dakota State. You walk off the bus, it's -18, smacks you in the face, and we got there and we were all warming up, and then all of a sudden, like you heard this like this click noise, and all the fans from Fargo sprinted in. They knew everything about you. They knew your mom's name, your dad's name, everything. It was cool. It was a really cool experience just being in the Fargo Dome. And I didn't know anything of it now. Little did I know they'd win 10 out of 11 national championships.
I know. I can't imagine just being that
dynasty.
small of a state and just like putting everything like and relying on this D1 subdivision team. I know Durham's kind of like that too, but Durham isn't like a whole state.
Yeah, I think it's a little different because we have the Patriots, right? We have the Patriots, we have the Red Sox, we have all these. They have nothing.
No.
They have nothing besides the bison out there. Which is is cool. There's something to that.
Did you also at UNH? Did you play with a Sharon Harris?
Sharon Daly Harris. He was.
There we go.
I ended up coaching for a year up there, maybe 2 years, and he was in there a little bit later than I was. Yeah.
Okay. He has a good show over at the studio we're at Hedge Better. He has his own gambling show.
What's the show called?
Must Be the Money, I think it's called.
Must Be the Money. Shout out to Must Be the Money then.
He said you're a savage.
Yeah, tell him I said hi. He's a great kid.
So I kind of want to know this story too. I've read in like the Enterprise and stuff. What was the leap towards, playing football professionally after UNH?
Yeah, so I got done just like everyone else did, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I ended up signing with an agent right after school, and I went down to Georgia. I actually stayed in the Roswell area, and we trained in Norcross at a place called Chip Smith. So I was down there for about 2.5 months, training for my pro day, and then I came home, and I actually, just to kind of set the mood for the story, I actually a shot in my knee right before the pro day. So I banged up my knee my sophomore year. I had a surgery right after the playoff game.
That stuff lingers on.
Yeah. So I tore my meniscus on a punt return, and then I got the repair surgery. The scope surgery, not the repair surgery. So fast forward to after the draft. I went to the draft, didn't get any calls or anything, and then the Ravens said they wanted me to come there for their rookie minicamp, which you got about a 0% chance of making the team, I thought anyways. So I went down there for a weekend, and I played really well. I was playing a couple different positions, playing safety, playing corner, playing nickel, and they told me to come back the next weekend, and I was going to sign with them. There were 3 of us that actually got through the rookie out of the 40 or some odd kids that were there just to be there, not the kids that signed, not the kids that got drafted, but the kind of the pool of kids that, just were there to be there, basically for a body. And the 3 of us actually we were supposed to sign the next weekend. So I went home and went to Barrett's Ale House. I don't know if you guys know about Barrett's, but
tear it up. Yeah.
Pete Barrett.
Yeah, that's like my Abington Ale House, or I don't know what you guys do in Quincy, but that's
the pub, yeah.
Irish pub, baby, Irish pub.
Yeah, there you go. So I went back there with all my friends and family, had a great night, and then the next weekend I flew down there. I had an MRI that day, got into the GM's office, contract on the table, and they told me I failed my physical for my knee. There was just too much damage for them to take a shot on me. So it was definitely a heartbreaking day for me. But it's something that I've gotten over with now, and it is what it is, right? I mean, it's glad that I didn't blow up my knee, and who knows what would have happened if I did try to play. But I guess I could say I was in the NFL for a week, and not many people can say that.
That's more than most.
I'm not going to hype up saying if the knee wasn't a thing, you would have done everything, because I don't want to say exactly what you're saying right now. But at least we'll transition on. Getting into coaching, what started with that? I mean, I know you're at Holy Cross now as a corner coach, but I think it started back in the neck of the woods of Durham, right?
It did, yeah. So I was a phys ed major, which I know is very glorious. So I was a phys ed. I knew I always wanted to get into the coaching world. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was lucky enough that Coach Mack actually hired me back there as a quality control and intern for them. And I did, a full year, or maybe just a half a year, actually, just being kind of the low man on the totem pole, doing stuff for the defensive coordinator, who was my position coach. So it's not as bad as other, horror stories you'll hear of being a GA or, being a quality control guy. I got to work where I went to school for the guy that coached me, for our head coach.
That's definitely good.
We had a good year, and then after that year, there was a little movement on the coaching staff, and I was able to kind of transition to the running backs coach for that following year in 2018. So I took over the running backs. I absolutely had no idea how to coach running backs. The only thing I did in high school was they said, I'm going to give you the ball and run. So that was it. So it was a little bit of a learning curve, but it taught me a lot about the game of football, just being on the other side of the ball and
different formations and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just trying to figure out like pass protections. I was always blitzing, or I was always covering people. I was never figuring out how to pick up the blocks or pick up things. So it was cool. So I got to coach there for 2018, and then I was lucky enough that a spot opened up at Holy Cross. The defensive coordinator there now, or here now, is Scott James. He was our safeties coach when I played at UNH. And
what a connection!
Yeah, Bob Chesney is he's a bright name in the coaching world right now. He was at Salve, at Assumption when they were really good. Now he's at Holy Cross, and we've won 2 out of the last 3 Patriot League championships. So I'm very, very thankful for them for giving me a shot there, and I've now been there for 2.5 years.
Sounds like you're an up and coming member of a pretty big coaching tree up there.
Yeah, I hope so. I think it's cool just being a part of an old school coaching tree too, where Coach Mack was, the old school guy, and the Chip Kellys and the Ryan Days, and those guys are Coach Mack's guys. And now I'm kind of
that's special.
See the other aspect of it from a young coach that's up and coming. He's only in his early 40s, and he's already turned around 3 programs. So it's I just get to see kind of the old school and the new school approach, and I'm just thankful to be able to see both of those.
So what was the scene kind of this year? I mean, obviously with the pandemic and stuff, everyone having to wear masks. I mean, it must have been a pain in the ass, coach. And I think you guys only played, I looked at like 3 games or 2-3 games before the Buck championship against Bucknell.
Yeah, so it was strange, man. I mean, we went home in March in 2020. The next day was starting a spring ball, and we were like, all the staff was playing hoops in the gym, and then like we got a call saying like, hey, we're done. And we were just like, what are you talking about? Obviously, everyone has their own COVID story of when it hit them and everything, and all of our kids went home, and we were expecting them to get them back in June, in July, in August, and then our school didn't let anybody come back unless you had like a kind of a reason to be there, right? So a lot of our freshmen came back because they were trying to get transitioned into them, and obviously the FCS canceled their season for the fall. So we kind of just went through like a glorified spring ball in the fall. Again, I'm all screwed up with my timing because we just played a spring season, so I think that was the fall and everything.
Right, put it together.
So we played a season this spring, and we had fall camp technically in February and January, and then we ended up getting to play our first game in March. So the first game went well. Played Lehigh down there. We got the win. It was a little bit of a shaky game, and obviously you could feel how we didn't play football in 600 some days, and our kids were rusty, and I think we were a little rusty as a coaching staff, but we were able to win that game. And then the next week we got our game canceled and so on and so forth. So we ended up playing 3 games out of the 2 games out of the 4 we were supposed to play. And then we got a Patriot League championship, and we won that game down at Bucknell. So we were the only 3-0 league champs I think there will ever be. So we ended up, playing there. We beat Bucknell for the conference championship, ended up getting slotted to go out to the number 1 team in the country and play South Dakota State.
Oh boy.
Didn't play overly well. We muffed a punt, let up a touchdown, probably had 2 touchdown passes we could have gotten in the first half that we didn't, capitalize on. And you can't do that when you're playing the number 1 team in the country, obviously, as you guys know. And, it was a good experience for our kids, though. They're, kids from Holy Cross don't expect to be playing out in South Dakota State when they sign up. So it was a good experience for our kids to, see what it's like being out there and playing the number 1 team in the country. And, we're hoping to build on that.
And I'm just looking in your point of view. So during your college career, you went up to North Dakota State and you were like, shit, we got smoked. And then now you're going down to South Dakota State as a coach. You're like, oh, you know what? It's not going to be as bad. It's not going to be that bad. And then, that happens again.
Damn Dakotas, man.
I know. No, it's a pretty good story. So my redshirt freshman year, like I said, we were 1-3, ended up going back, losing to North Dakota State. The following year, we were actually the number 1 team in the country going into the playoffs.
Wow.
So everything went through Durham. Unfortunately, we lost to Illinois State in 2014. As the number 1 team in the country, we lost. We were up 10 going into the 4th quarter. As you can tell, I still have some battle wounds from it. But we were up 10. I got hurt. One of our best receivers, RJ Harris, got hurt, and it kind of all shit at the fan from there. But I'm hoping that we go from the same situation, right? We go out to South Dakota State, and then next year, hopefully, we win a couple playoff games. So
I got to get into this too about you. You're recruiting people. You're going down in certain sections of the country and recruiting. Just give me the process of all that, because I think that's pretty cool. Of probably having, I don't know about right now because of COVID, and maybe it's getting better, but going to people's living rooms and telling them why to come to Holy Cross.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think my recruiting process was a lot different than everybody else's, but nowadays, if it wasn't COVID, I would be out the whole month of May, recruiting in the beginning of April, because I'm responsible for Baltimore, South, DC, and Virginia. And then I also have Dallas, which, as you guys know, is one of the football hotbeds in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
It's really cool. It's a cool experience just going down there and seeing what football is like in other places of the world. And, it starts off by going to people's high schools. You go to high schools, and down there it's a little bit different than knocking on the door at North Quincy High, right? You're showing up in Texas, and you're showing up to these places that, football is basically what makes them go down there. But, we would go to the high schools, meet the kids, meet the coaches. And then our job now is to, kind of get them up to school and see our place. And then, it moves on and, hopefully you end up doing those home visits, and then they have the official visits, and we, sign a class. I think the last couple of years we've signed, 2 or 3 top 25 classes. And
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you guys are Holy Cross right now, but it's not the same Holy Cross as we grew up with. The facilities up there are really, really good, and some of the best in the Northeast, to be honest with you.
The school looks like Hogwarts, doesn't it? Like I visited it. It literally, I was waiting for a wizard to pop out. Has it changed from that, or is it like that? It's still like that. Like it's literally
So that aspect of it.
Area.
No, it's like the area itself is up and coming. So the Woo Sox, who are now the old Paw Sox, are now out there, and you guys should see that stadium. It's amazing. It's really awesome.
Like a trip.
It's one of the best, MILB stadiums in the country. But Holy Cross itself, they've dumped in about $200 million to athletics. So at the very, very top of the hill, if you go all the way up there, there's an athletic complex. We have an indoor 120-yard indoor facility. We have a weight room that can fit the whole team. I'm not joking when I say it's an FBS or, even a little bit above that facility we have up there. And they just put in a new campus rec building. That's another $50 million, and then another theater building. And they're dumping a lot of money into it. And, they're trying to get it to the point where we can start competing for, national playoffs and national championships. So the alumni support there is real. It's a little bit different than I'm used to.
It's literally a phenomenal campus too. It's just like beautiful.
It's huge.
Holy Cross Athletics is the non-effing around crew.
Does anyone else?
Yeah, they're going for it. We're going for it.
I feel like we're getting recruited right now, kind of. I'm getting that
If
feeling.
you guys want to come, let's go.
Do you need any overweight softball players?
You tell me the next game versus Dakota, and I'm there.
Yes, we need a punt returner. Can you do that for us or what?
I just had like a double steak burrito earlier.
Yeah, take a glove out of his hands. There's
As
nothing.
long as you catch it. As long as you can put your hand over your head and catch it, we're good.
I like that baseball field there too, right off the highway. It's good stuff over
I
there.
know, it's unbelievable. It's a great place. Our football field's right next to it too. They just put up a new little jumbotron, so we're excited.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, not a bad commute on I-90, huh?
Yeah, it's been there's some dark days definitely on that road by yourself from Dorchester for sure, but I signed up for it.
So my last question here, might be generalized as hell. You've been through, growing up in East Bridgewater, through high school, UNH, coaching. What's the best moment of your football career?
The best moment. My buddies from home, we always talk about our freshman year of football. For some reason, we had 12 kids on our team, and we played like 9 games. It was one of the most ridiculous things now that I think back to it.
Wow.
We had 12 players. Like one of my best friends is I don't know, he's 5'8", probably 170 pounds soaking wet. He was like our center. It didn't make any.
What the hell?
Go out and have some fun, boys.
Yeah, we were still 8-2. I had no idea what was going on at the time, and now that I really think back to it, just the purity of having 12 guys. Like if someone got hurt, they didn't have a choice to be hurt. You had no. You can't be. Come on, let's go.
Grow up. Let's go.
I was the running back, and then on pass plays, I would shift over and be the quarterback, and then on run plays, I'd be the running back. It was one of the most ridiculous things. So I think that was, one of the. I still think about that all the time. But I think the true moment. I think in college, it's got to be. We played down in southeastern Louisiana my redshirt freshman year in 2013, and we had absolutely no reason being there. Right, a bunch of kids from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New Jersey, whatever, going down to South Louisiana, and I think they served us this Southern meal the night before. I think they were trying to do it on purpose. They served us gumbo, cornbread, you name it down south, we ate it, pulled pork, barbecue,
Cajun everything.
Yeah, it was the best meal ever, and I think they were doing it on purpose so we wouldn't show up the next day. And we ended up actually winning the game, and that was the one that propelled us to North Dakota State. But for some reason, that game sticks in my head. Our quarterback Sean Golders kind of like stumbled, bumbled into score with a couple seconds left. They threw a Hail Mary. We sacked the quarterback and strip sacked it. And I think that moment, just because we had no reason being there. So either having 12 kids at East Bridgewater High School or having 65 at Southeast Louisiana playing in the national quarterfinals. I think those are the two.
So you got with your playing with your boys, and then your best part of like your actual college career.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean,
for sure.
I think we're just not giving the East Bridgewater high school football coach enough credit here. Like, how do you not like break formation or rules or like you played like 17 different positions in one drive?
Even more like sneaking sophomores into freshman year. I don't know what we were doing.
Yeah, one kid being sick, another kid injured. Now you're fucked.
You're out.
Yeah, it's game over.
But no one was. No one could be. It was like you couldn't show up. If you had COVID times, it wouldn't have worked. You couldn't.
Yeah, no
My
way.
last question. So, okay, just think of this scenario. Somehow you get the call to the Major League Baseball. You get invited to participate in the home run derby. Who's gonna be who's gonna pitch?
Not Amick for sure. He's not.
You're on the right path though. I'm looking for the answer. I'm looking for the
He's
answer.
not pitching for me. It's Nelson Suarez is pitching.
Oh, I like that one too. I was going for Big Mitch McBride, but we're right there.
Big Mitch will be there waiting for me. But no, it'd be CJ's dad if you remember his.
Yeah.
name.
Oh yeah. No, he was a beast. He had a good BP.
He was the best for sure.
What with the whole Ravens situation? Like, did that like devastate you at all? I'm assuming it did.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Huh?
I think it did, but I think just like the fact that I could have been, like, I was just there, like, and I was there, like, Eric Weddle was in the sauna with me, and I'm like, what is, like, I had no idea being a kid from East Bridgewater, and it would have been a great story, but no, I think I finally processed it and come to terms with it a little bit. So thank you for that question.
I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, what the?
Yeah, I may have to like go journal about that.
He was in a sauna with a fucking Hall of Famer, future.
No, it was really cool. Just being down there and just talking to Harborough knew my name. It was really cool.
That's
like,
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I don't have any regrets, and maybe I have a regret of not repairing my knee when I was 19 years old. But they told me you'll be out 8 months or 2 months. So what is everyone going to do? I'll be out 2 months. Thanks.
Sounds good. Yeah. See you later.
Did you witness any Ray Lewis murders?
I did not. Ray Lewis was long gone.
He's around there. I don't know.
Casey, appreciate you joining us.
I was waiting for my Tom Brady question that I thought everyone got.
Okay. Okay. No, we'll talk about that now. All right, forget. We're continuing. So Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. See, this kid does his homework. He knows what he's doing. Tampa Bay. What did you think?
So I went down to Tampa to go watch a Patriots game. Me, my dad, and my brother were all fired up. We walk in the stadium. We buy Tom Brady jerseys. I still have my white Tom Brady jersey. It was the Saints game where they got absolutely My dad is like the most like old school. He's grew up in Stowe, and he's actually from Portugal, but grew up in Stowe, and like loves the Patriots, loves the Red Sox to death. Like watches every Red Sox game still. I'm like, Dad, give it up. Like we're good. Like we don't need to watch every game. But so he was pissed. I don't think he talked to us for the whole ride home. But I think kind of like Hank said, like, we knew he wasn't going to do well here. Like we weren't helping him out here. So I think for him to go down there and just, I don't know, it looked like he was having a lot of fun. I wish I could have been there when they were doing it. But I think I'm excited for this year. But I think I wasn't bothered by him winning at all. I think that was
No,
awesome.
I thought it was
It was
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, it was unreal.
And
I think all of us were rooting for him. And
in fact, Gronk scored the first 2 touchdowns. I was like, that.
yeah, it was unbelievable. But no, it was cool. I was busting your balls about the question. But no, I think I like it. I like it. I think, it'll be interesting this year to see what happens with Cam Newton and Mac Jones.
Yeah,
Patriots prediction. What's the record? We had 17 games. Remember that.
I know, right? I don't even know what to say. Like 10-6 doesn't is not.
Yeah, it's like the fuck.
I know, right? I'm gonna go 11-6. Is that it? Yeah, 11-6 wild card, and then they'll go up and hopefully beat the Bills because I just want to see the Bills Mafia just burn.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know
pretty
what?
much.
I completely whiffed on this and missed it the whole time. Like scale of 1 to 10 of flow on Chase Winovich. Like
11.
11.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a monster. He's
I mean,
He's
during your playing days, I'm sure that like Clay Matthews was the guy with the flow, right?
Yeah, it was Clay Matthews. It was Sunshine. It was all the above. Yeah.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence coming in hot, sunshine looking guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on his flow. I don't know. I don't think he does it for the right reasons. He's not gritty enough to have it.
No, I agree. I
Coward.
100%
He is.
agree.
I think Tim
completely agree.
Tebow flexing today made it sound better.
I mean,
Oh, boy.
Trevor Lawrence to Tim Tebow is magic.
That's a college nightmare for me. That is a college football nightmare for me.
Oh boy, they better give him. I don't know. The stuff that Ninkovich was saying on McAfee's show about Tim Tebow was making me laugh. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Was he just ripping them? Yeah.
He was just like, I want you to line up in 22 personnel and put Tebow out there and see what happens.
Are we roll out the red carpet for us if we come up for a game? The Holy Cross. Do you guys have fans back yet?
Whatever you want.
Oh boy.
Do you guys have
We're
fans?
actually playing at Polar Park, which is the new Blue Sox stadium.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
We're playing Colgate up there, so it should be a really good sign. There's a couple bars and restaurants right down the street. I'll give you guys good tips on where to go.
Let's go.
We're coming. We're coming in hot.
Next game at the Fargo Dome, I'm there. I gotta know what's going on there.
I'll put you in the booth and I'll go in the stand. You can go in the booth. Go back shot.
Let's ride.
Sounds like Colgate's in for a tough
Colgate's
afternoon.
fucked.
Yeah.
Colgate is so fucked.
Hey, if you guys are there, I'm in.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Appreciate it, Case, coming on the show. And, it's great to rekindle after. I mean, it's probably been a decade since I talked to you, man. I think the last time I talked to you, I think we were playing each other in the Legion playoffs. And I think that's the last time I remember seeing you.
Right? It's a long time ago. It's a long
I know,
time
man.
ago.
Great to rekindle, man. Have a great night, all right?
Thank you.
Absolutely, boys. Thank you for having me. And best of luck. You guys are doing a really good job.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good one.
See you. So that was Casey Deandrade. I mean, the stories from, growing up in East Bridgewater to, the big Fargo Dome, coaching now. We definitely got to get over to Holy Cross for a game.
Yeah, let's go. I'm in.
After hearing it looks like Hogwarts too, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, why
pick
not?
up some ladies
Yeah.
there. It's probably a good day. Probably a
good.
nice day.
Polar Park.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm excited.
We're gonna get into some calls. Here we go. Nikki Knuckles from Quincy.
Yeah.
Oh, Nikki Knuckles, recurring guest. What's going on, kid? How you like this Bruins series so far?
Talk to me, Nazzy. What's up, kid?
Hanging in there,
Yeah.
one step at a time.
Doing the damn thing, brother.
Are you in Steele?
Oh, yeah. Here we are, brother.
What a crew.
You at the pub?
Guys, you got Bitty Earlies right now?
What do you think about this Bruins series, pal? We only got so much time.
Oh, wait, yeah, we're going to take care of business. We're taking care of business. I'll tell you what, they got to ink Kill Hall long term. The guy's fucking unbelievable.
Forever. Yeah.
Guys are, okay, hey, Naz, can I cuss on the air?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Oh, the guy's fucking unbelievable. Shout out to my boy, Connor Clifton, Cliffy Hockey. The guy's fucking money. That guy's fucking money. Cliffy Hockey. Hey, Naz, what's up with Samsonov? Not Samsonov, but Samsonov.
I don't know, man. Just bringing Sergei Samsonov's name to
That's
hell.
legit why he blew it. That's legit why he blew it.
Unbelievable. He sets the puck. He wanted to get out of there. I think he had dinner plans in town or something. He wanted to fucking get out of there.
Yeah, couldn't go to 3 OTs.
Yeah, Ovi was barking at him in Russian. It was fucking unbelievable.
What do you think about backup goalie? Is it Craig Anderson?
Hey, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Craig
Yes.
Anderson?
Oh, Anderson? Guys, any goalie named Anderson is a fucking loser. I got beef with that guy. I'll tell you, Hathaway. The guy Hathaway
He can play.
on the Capitals.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
The guy, he's a fucking prick.
Yeah, the worst.
He's from Kennebunk, Maine. The fucking pride of Kennebunk with the Phillips Andover. The guy's an absolute loser. He's a scumbag on the ice. He spit in some guy's face like 2 years ago. He's a fucking clown. Somebody needs to fucking body that guy.
Yeah, Kevin Miller should take him the fight. Yeah, just nail him.
Miller needs to drop the mitzvah. Just absolutely beat the bag out. Even last night, I think it was Marshy tabletopped him and he's flailing around and got his skate in the face. The guy's a prick.
What do you see this overall series going?
That's a good question. And I think that was a swing game right there. If we take care of business tomorrow night and we're looking good, I think we wrap it up in 5. I think we got four unanswered wins and we wrap it up in 5.
I will say,
Love it.
I guess I'm interviewing the caller now, but who would you say that was on the ice last night that looked mostly like, all time, future Hall of Famer Logan Mankins.
Who looked like Mankins last night?
Oh yeah.
That's a good question. I'll say my boy Charlie Coyle, Weymouth, Mass, looked a lot like Glenn Murray last night. He's a better skater than Glenn Murray. Naz, if you got some time, look YouTube Glenn Murray.
I know Glenn Murray, dude. I'll be clowning.
What a throwback.
Look at his strides. The guy had the choppiest strides in NHL history.
Oh, you got the co-hos going. You got to get the co-hos going.
Dude, and still, you'll know this one. Glenn Murray, Jumbo Joe, and Samsonov. The first line, 2005.
Phenomenal.
The boys.
I think Samsonov left like a couple years later, and Billy Guerin.
Yeah,
like,
give me some Bill Guerin, PJ
Guerin was beast.
Axelson.
Guerin got in the mix. He's one of the best American-born players in the last, 25, 30 years. But now, you remember 2005, San Jose Sharks, Boston Bruins. Jumbo Joe's first time back in Boston.
Hal Gill, bang!
We're there.
Were you with me that day?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You don't remember that?
Dude, the first period, fucking Joe Thornton puts Hal Gill on his ass, and they just kicked Joe Thornton out of the game.
Hit him from behind. Absolutely bundled him. Laid him out.
Knuckles, are you going to any of the games? You going to game 4? You going tomorrow night?
Magic Mike, that's a good question, buddy. I think my Garden days are over. I hung up the old shell toes.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
My Bruins tracky, I think, has blood on it. So no.
Well, maybe we can catch a game at the pub tomorrow night, huh? Pub?
Maybe hook me up tomorrow night. Fuck it, I'll go.
A little steak, a little Irish pub steak.
Yeah. Steak tennis. Fuck around.
Pink Santa, baby.
Get fucking right, kid. We'll do a little pregame at McGann's, couple 2-3.
Nicky Knuckles, always a pleasure, kid.
Always, brother.
Boys.
Thank you.
All right, go Bees.
Yep.
Well, that was quite the scene. Leading on into his Bruins talk, I thought he made a lot of good points. First of all, Samsonov, or whatever you want to say, he just completely dropped the ball last night.
Yeah, what a fucking loser.
Double overtime. You're looking for everyone to be in the game, but it looked like he was too busy looking at Encore Casino. Maybe on his phone or something like that. Want to get it going.
Yeah, I had literally no idea what that guy was doing.
He just bugged hard. My point of this game, though, was the Bruins should have won this game by 3 goals. They had 5-on-3s. They had plenty of power plays. And then they kept shooting themselves in the foot by committing penalties on their own. I thought they were the better team last night. I think it's a 2-1 advantage right now. I think every single game that was won was the deserving team. Game 1, the Capitals outplayed us, but I think the last 2 games, I think the Bruins have really found their mojo. They just need to bury some more goals. I mean, this Samsonov guy, even putting Anderson in there, not a big fan of their goaltending. I think Rask has played, he's done what he's had to do besides the overtime lost goal, which, was kind of a fluke in its own. But, I really like what I see out of the first 2 lines. The defense has played well. And, how about Taylor Hall?
Stud. What a goal. What a goal. Absolute nip.
Even Edelman's commenting, being like, this guy's a stud.
The only thing they can do is tighten it up because too many penalties and you give Ovechkin enough fucking time.
How many stupid penalties do you allow Marchand to have? It's
especially when it's just Ovi.
It's just him being a dickhead.
Circle,
He's just being a dickhead and just going in the box and
it's
for no reason.
But then he scores the game time goal.
But
you got to take the
and the game winner the night before.
Yeah,
right. He's a beast, but
future Hall of Famer.
If he just didn't do it, then he's even that much better.
I'm all for it during the regular season, but in postseason play, that's why the sport of hockey is so different than everyone else.
But again, you put Ovechkin on a power play, he finds
more often than not.
He found Oshie in game 2 right on on that power play. He literally just hit his stick and let Oshie tip it.
Oh yeah, because you have to come out of position when Ovi gets the puck.
Right.
You got to go over there. You can't just let him shoot it.
So we're recording on Thursday night. They play game 4 Friday. At home, you got Rask playing. I really want to see them. I'm done with these overtime games. I think they're the better team. I know they're the better team.
I do like the overtime, the fact that they've all been overtime.
No, that's cool. That's cool. But now put them to bed.
Free hockey.
You putting your slippers on.
I think we're going OT tomorrow. I do.
Okay, I think 3-1 Bruins.
Okay.
I think Tuukka Rask is going to stand on his head again.
I think
4-2.
I think
4-2.
I think Ovechkin has the game. I think it's 3-2 Caps.
Devil's advocate. I like it.
I just Ovechkin's due.
I think
he's had a great series. He's not gone away.
I think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win tomorrow night, and then like Sunday might be like Ovi back in Washington.
Maybe
He gets like a hat trick or something.
But I think
and goes on.
Ovechkin knows they need to win this game. If they go down 3-1, it's very hard.
No, did you see the video? Like what Fury mentioned, like after like that goalie bugged Ovechkin, he just snaps his stick on the bench and is just screaming at the goalie like in Russian. God fucking knows what he's saying. Like
That guy might be dead tomorrow.
but he
might
was
not even be alive.
livid. Like it was like you never see Ovi really that angry. Usually he's like happy or like you know what I mean. Shit.
It's like a Pasternak.
Yeah.
Still, on our last show, you said Bruins in 7, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I said Bruins in 6. So I think if the Bruins win Friday night, I think they wrap it up in 6. They probably lose on the road against Washington and win in game 6 at home. Well, on the other hand, if Washington wins tomorrow night, I mean, who knows?
Oh yeah, no, it should be.
If it goes to 2-2, like who the hell knows?
They just set an NHL record for the most playoff games that were 1-goal games. Bruins and Capitals. 11 straight playoff games have been 1-goal games.
Wow.
So
Well, it's time to switch it up tomorrow
We'll
night. And what's his name? Looked like he was 42 last night. Zdeno Chara, you see that reach penalty he did on Coyle?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he did not move his
No,
skates.
there was a point where it was like go back in the zone, just so you had to force Char to stay on the ice because he was toast.
I take that being said,
God bless him.
yeah, screw you, Don Sweeney. Like I would take him on my team any day of the week.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that was our Bruins coverage. We'll move on to the
See you tomorrow
Celtics. Yeah, see you tomorrow night. Celtics against the Brooklyn Nets. So first of all, I want to get your takes on. They played Washington in the play-in. 7 versus 8. Took them down. It was a grind. I think they were losing at halftime, and then Jason Tatum just takes over 50 points.
Godly performance.
Yeah,
Godly performance.
Kemba Walker and him
Kemba
saved
was
them.
great too.
There was there was no one really afterwards who I was just like, oh yeah, they had a great game. No, it was kind of just them two, and that was it.
I like it. They went.
Yeah.
They went out and got that win. I mean, it's gonna.
That was big. That was one of the
It's gonna be
happiest I've
worthless.
been. Yeah.
It's a worthless win, but it's good to see. At least they didn't embarrass themselves.
Yeah, they didn't just.
Yeah, you know what else played well? I'm just looking at this sheet here. I thought Tristan Thompson played very well. I mean, he had 12 and 12, but he was a guy banging on all the boards, getting the rebounds. I think he was getting fouled a lot. They put a lot of their guys, like I think Westbrook and Beal, in the foul trouble, and that's really what turned things around.
Something definitely happened to Westbrook because he had like 13 rebounds in the first half, and I think he had like 2 in the second half.
Yeah, I think he's chilled out.
Like I don't know no idea, but like something clearly like he turned it off.
And
I don't know why.
Who was the commentator who was just getting Neesmith and
Marv
Marcus
Albert.
Smart. Yeah, Marcus Smart.
That's one of Marv Albert's like final games. I think he's retired at the end of the year, and that guy clearly doesn't give a fuck.
He had no idea between the difference between 36 and 26.
I mean, it was like 5 straight possessions. He was like,
I mean, Neesmith, like being a contributor to the Celtics, like yeah, he's shooting very, very well. I think he was the top 5 3-point % shooter since like April 1st or whatever it may be. If we're relying on him against fucking Kevin Durant and a mad Kyrie Irving, he's a bitch. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I wrote a blog about how he's the worst NBA player in the league. Like with legitimate facts. Like let's not get that twisted.
Who's this?
Kyrie Irving.
Oh, Kyrie Irving.
But if we're relying on Aaron Naismith to be like a reliable contributor against this fucking team,
yikes.
it's ugly. We're plus 900 in this series.
You taking it?
We're plus 900.
We're plus 900 to win the series.
Are you taking it?
I love value. I'm addicted to value. We know that.
Yeah.
No.
So now, now
Not even that value gets.
now as you go into the series, I think we talked about with Casey, the dynamics of football, looking at different formations and stuff like that. I think basketball is just straight up, at least in this series, as its own. It is what you're going to get. You're going to get 3 absolute superstars with a bunch of role players, including like Blake Griffin and their other cast here, going against a completely depleted Celtics team who doesn't have their second best player. And everyone besides the name Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum, you're kind of like, oh, are they really even contributing to this team at all?
Well, yeah. I mean, in Robert Williams is hurt.
Yeah.
He
that
makes
sucks.
He did
makes
play
an
really
enormous difference, but he's hurt. He's hurt. It's Kyrie, whatever his point line game 3 is, take that over. I take that fucking over. I don't care if it's 35. I fucking over.
And no matter, he might score 50, but
might.
he should get booed
Let me
every
give you
single time.
the over under. How many drinks thrown at him?
0. They're not. Nobody's gonna.
Have
Nobody's
some
gonna balls
respect.
up in that way. If I get up there, I might.
I might buy a ticket.
If I get up there, yeah, fine too.
That would be
I'll have two in my hand then.
If Nazz buys a ticket and throws a drink at Kyrie, you'll be my new favorite person ever. Please do this.
Just do it and run.
If you buy, I'll get a ticket too, just to sit there and film it.
Yeah,
You know what? I'll take two. I'll throw one at Durant too. Fucking baby
Yeah,
back.
fucking,
no,
another coward.
Malice in the Palace.
And you know how like
Something in the
when an incident happens in an NBA game, they're like, I don't know, they go for like surveillance footage to find it. No, we'll be videoing the whole thing. You will see who throws the drink. I mean, I'm not gonna actually do this, but like that would be kind of
Yeah, we'll release it first.
Mickey Knuckles would.
yeah. I mean,
God and security's got
Westerman
nothing
would.
on us.
So we'll do the round table right now. This is my take of the week, I guess my segment. I'm gonna go. I don't think the Celtics gonna win a damn game. I think Brooklyn's gonna win 4. I think it's gonna be as easy as that. You can't rely on. I've given a lot of props because a lot of these naysayers have been like, oh, they can't, like Jason Tatum can't lead a team like this. He has literally done everything that he can. I think he has like 440 plus points games like in the last month and a half or so. He's done his part. It just comes down to, I think Danny Ainge did a really bad job this year with the rest of this staff. And, this bench is horrible. Think about it. If Peyton Pritchard didn't become Peyton Pritchard this year, who knows what this bench would have been? Like, it's already shambles. It would have been nothing. You could have put up the Irish pub softball team and we played softball. And, we wouldn't even been...
Stand a chance.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I could put up a couple zeros.
Yeah, Brooklyn in 4. I hate to say it. I hate Kyrie Irving. Not a fan of Kevin Durant or James Harden either. Big fan of Kevin Durant's game, though. Like, it's kind of like Drake for me. Kevin Durant is Drake for me. Big fan of his music. Not a big fan of Drake. Same thing with Kevin Durant.
Okay. All right. I'm
4-0,
definitely.
Nah,
4-0.
gentleman sweep. Gentleman sweep.
Oh yeah.
All right,
that's fair.
What do you
That's
think?
at
Tatum
5.
drops 50?
Yeah, just and Kemba.
gonna have to
What
be in
happened?
these
What
games.
happened the other night will happen where Kemba gets like 32 along with Tatum, and they'll pull one out.
I think it's 6. I think the Nets take it in 6.
Ooh.
It could be 6 too, because the NBA probably. You know what I mean? This is two big teams.
At home, I think it is an advantage. I am worried about Curry just saying "fuck you" to everybody in Boston. That's what he's been dying to do. He has no other option.
He also might be a
can't sit out.
pussy. He's a fragile minded.
No, he's not though. He's like
he's a
we
killer.
must break
he's
him.
a dagger. He watching him play, like, he was fun to root for.
He might be one of the most stupidest people I've ever seen nationally on this face of this earth. Which it might be flat, by the way. See what I did there?
But he's pretty good at
But he is really good at basketball, and he's really good at making a point when it's on the court. And that's exactly to Anton's point.
I hope he bends us over. Yeah, when he comes here,
He will.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
He will. Game 3.
We're talking about throwing
drinks.
drinks on him. He's gonna throw drinks on us.
Yeah, and it's all going to come back to Danny Ainge not doing a good job.
He's gonna be pissing. He's gonna be pissing all over.
We talked to the analysts this year. It has to do with money and taxes apparently. So
Yep.
I'll throw Danny some slack, but also he's
Slightly.
gone. This whole team's. I keep saying it. They got to blow the whole fucking lid off.
Yeah,
This bitch.
move him out of the
everyone?
city.
Danny down. Danny gone. Brad gone.
No,
everyone gone.
I mean, you're that
New
you're-
team.
you know what? I'm not as opposed to it as I was like 2 years ago, where I would have been like,
Definitely.
never,
Agreed.
ever,
Definitely.
ever,
Agreed.
ever,
Agreed.
That's
ever.
100%.
But
Comes down to personnel, man. Just Danny Ainge, pick up the phone a couple more times. Actually make some moves that you're not going to be afraid to do so. Anyone besides the name Jason and Jalen on the Boston Celtics should be tradable or, get off my team.
I don't. I go a step further. I would keep Tatum. I'd move Brown. Give me a center. Give me a real center. Give me a Jokic. Give me a Karl Anthony Towns. Give me anyone who can play.
Enough
Give
with
me a
this
Jonas Valanciunas. Honestly, like, he's been a beast this year.
For Jaylen Brown, though? Well,
Yeah, 17 points, 12 rebounds a game. He's been an absolute savage.
But does that
he just
generate-
killed
Yeah.
San Antonio in the first
yeah,
fucking
but
quarter.
does that generate the W's, though?
Yes, it does.
I
It
don't
will
know,
with this
man.
team.
I
Yes, it
don't know.
fucking will.
Valanciunas for Jalen Brown is puke worthy.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
that's what I'm saying.
No, it's not.
Can someone fill me in on what happened with LeBron last night?
He hit a bullshit game-winning shot, and he's a fucking fraud.
Yeah,
I thought he pretended to be hurt.
He got fouled
I
and
didn't
then
watch
played it off like he was absolutely the hardest hit on his head. That it was like someone took a sledgehammer and nailed him, and it was like, dude, just.
But game winner.
Then he drained 2 free throws and hit a game-winning shot,
Like a
seeing 3
ridiculous
rim.
game-winning
It was a ridiculous
top
game-winning
shot that.
Yeah.
The next
It's gonna be a
one.
lot of money.
All right, our next subject we have on tonight. I'm just gonna jump right into the UFC stuff because we have a guy, that's really, I feel like, on our side here, mask guy, New England Cartel, Rob Font, and you know what? This card is awful too. Besides this fight, and going against, speaking of arch nemesis and Kyrie Irving, Cody Garbrandt, taking on. You know what the odds for this fight? Anyone know?
Font's
I'm not
favorite.
sure, to be honest.
I think Font. I'll double check it, but I think he's minus 240.
Really?
I could be way off.
Either way, I'm going to keep talking here. They're both knockout artists. This is going to be a great fight. I just think, Cody Garbrandt got his back fighting against no one. Him going in the ring against Rob Font, with Rob Font having the opportunity to prove something and put himself in another stage, a new level, getting towards title contention, I think is everything. You know what? I'll say it out here right now. We've been trying to get Rob Font on this podcast. And, it's been up and down because, he's been getting ready for this fight.
Biggest fight of his life.
Yeah, we wish him good luck.
Can't be wasting his time
It's a
here.
pick 'em.
Yeah.
He'll be here, folks.
Rob Font's minus 110. Garbrandt's minus 120. So
It's just a pick 'em.
Yeah.
It's a pick 'em. Which I mean, that's value I want. I'm picking Rob Font all day. Not even because I hate Cody Garbrandt, but I don't think Cody Garbrandt has a chin anymore. And if Rob Font throws the hands like I've seen him throwing the hands before, this is going to be a stand-up boxing match. Fucking KO. Someone's going down.
So 100% someone goes down. But that Cody's last fight, that punch that took that guy down was a hell of a punch.
Oh yeah.
It was absolutely nailed him.
Who's the best in their weight class? Who's like the guy with the belt?
I believe that's
The guy who just won this weekend, right?
Oliveira. No, that's not lightweight. Figueiredo is who they're fighting at, maybe.
I didn't know if it was the Shadow
Volkanovski?
the Shadow Bender. Is that the guy's name? The guy.
Nagano?
Adenzaya?
Yeah.
No, he's
above them?
Yeah, he's above them.
Well, either way, gotta do more research.
sure.
My apologies.
It's all good.
Big fight. I haven't watched UFC in a couple of weeks. I'll tune in for this one.
Speaking of fights, do you want to wait on your minute?
Well, my minute's gonna be a little different tonight. We're gonna do some money talk again, so we might as well talk about the big lights up.
Okay, the big news
right
here is Pac-Man Jones calling out, Pac-Man Jones, former cornerback in the NFL. If you don't remember this sicko who, arrested every 5 seconds, bad man against Bobby Lights Out Laing. It could be in the future.
I would think, yeah. I don't think Bobby's gonna say no.
Definitely
not.
Initial reaction.
Initial reaction.
Langen won.
Initial
Fuck
reaction
him.
was I was pumped for Bobby because he's been
That's
waiting
big,
for like
yeah.
a
That's
big name.
big.
That's a big name.
Big name, bigger purse, bigger opportunity.
If he wins that one, I'll fucking A.
This is different though.
I'm going.
You're talking about, an athlete who, was known for laying the hits in the NFL as long as punt returning. I mean,
What's he been up to though?
I mean, Steele even said it. The guy at one point didn't call a fair catch for 12 straight years.
Yeah.
This guy's a psycho. Whether I don't like him.
Have you seen Bobby?
I've seen Bobby.
Bobby's a psycho.
But Bobby Bobby is a psycho, but Bobby didn't play in the NFL. This guy's an athlete, dude.
I'm sensing a little bit of.
And a thug.
Are you picking Pac-Man?
I'm picking Bobby, but I'm just saying, this isn't Nate Robinson getting in the ring against Bobby Lights Out Laing. This is someone who.
I'd like to know what Pac-Man Jones has been up to for the past few years. I mean, he could literally be
Hustling.
Straight hustling.
He could be smoking crack for all we fucking know. If he's,
Probably needs some money.
Yeah.
That's
this is a money grab for him, most likely. if he does
exactly.
it. Bobby, we're excited for it. I hope the fight happens.
Can't wait.
Anton, you have any bets for this week, or will we just wait till next week?
The only bet I seen that I really love is series best for the NBA. The Lakers are for some reason only minus 155 against the Suns.
For game one?
No, for the series.
I thought it was 300.
No, it's minus 155. Right on DraftKings.
Oh, I'd take it.
Yeah.
All day.
It's almost too easy.
But Phoenix is that team.
Phoenix is very good, and that's what scares me.
I'll cut it out. The Celtics aren't winning anything this year.
I think I take the Lakers almost minus 275, honestly.
All day. But the Suns are the team I'm going to be rooting for in the NBA to win the whole thing.
Sure.
But that could end in the first round. That's why you look at the Clippers, and they lost on purpose the last 3 games just so they didn't have to play the Lakers in the first round.
Right.
Which is incredible.
Sad, cowardly franchise. That's why they'll never be the Lakers. ever.
I mean,
Kawhi's like the best. I root for Kawhi. I really do. Root
I love
for him.
Kawhi, but like that franchise, sad, pathetic. Nets are the same way. The Nets are like James Harden's
The Nets
like
are legit pathetic.
James
Fuck them.
Harden
Fuck
is
the
like
Nets.
buying tickets for people because the Nets can't sell enough playoff tickets. The Knicks sold out in like a second.
Yeah. I mean, I almost want to root for the Knicks. Honestly, like they deserve something good. New York sucks.
where do they play? The Hawks?
I
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Knicks in 7.
Fair.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Julius Randle's
Comeback player of the year. He's been tremendous. Tom Thibodeau,
Yeah.
savage.
Exciting stuff. Exciting
Madison
stuff.
Square Garden.
Yeah.
Be there. Game 7.
Are you guys ready for some Magic Mike minutes or Money Mike minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
We might as well get right into this. All right, folks, we're here with the Magic Mike minute again this week. We're not opening real cards this week, though. We're opening crypto NBA Top Shot cards. They're the new craze. Some of you know about them, some of you don't.
Streets are flooding with them.
But you're going to learn today, and I brought my friend Elon Musk on as well because I want him to clear the air with all the shit he's been talking on Twitter about Bitcoin not being good for the environment, and he's causing a big dip, and you should be buying that dip as well.
we
Elon,
buy
say
the
some
dip?
words.
Well, hey guys, like Mars is a planet.
Okay.
We'll get there.
It is a planet. All right, so here today, we had a pack drop on NBA Top Shot. Me and Antan grabbed him. Antan's a big NBA Top Shot guy. I don't know where he's disappeared to.
I think he's gone.
He may have left the studio. He opened his pack earlier because he can't keep it in his fucking pants. And
Yeah.
the second he gets
Fool.
it. But I held it for you guys. So I'll show it to the
For the
camera.
viewers.
This is a pack opening. We're going to open the pack here.
Virtual.
We're opening a pack. Last week you saw us open physical packs with Mr. Craig Hines.
Now we're on to the future.
This
with Elon
week
Musk.
we're in the future with Elon Musk, who I don't like right now, but he's sitting here and he was nice enough to come on to Steele Nazz.
Yeah, hold your temper.
You get a little music too with this, which is nice. You don't get that with the pack drop. So here we got a guy named Harris. Let's just reveal all. It's a
Let
little
it rip.
different. Technology. We're in Top Shot's in beta phase right now. It's not.
Beta.
It's still in beta. It's still in beta. But here we go. One second. Clicking my collection. I've got 35 moments. Anton's got something like 80 moments. He's pulled some big cards. He's made some big money.
If we were on Mars, you would have had that already.
Yeah. Get it together.
So I picked up a Cody Zeller. I picked up a Damian Jones of the Kings.
Oh,
Is he a decent pickup?
a rookie card?
Player wise.
It's a
all right.
Top Shot debut card, which is good.
That's good.
That's
Okay.
good. We got Josh Okogie of Minnesota.
Nope.
Matisse Thybulle
No.
of Philly. Don't know him.
You got fucking robbed, dude.
Keep it rolling.
You got beat.
And is that all of them? I only got 4. I thought I got 5. Well, it looks like I wasted $14.99 today, but that's okay.
On to the next
That's
one.
okay. But if you click the moment here, you'll get to see it play. Elon, what do you think of this? You've seen real physical cards before? Obviously, it won't even play.
yeah,
All right,
I've
this is a
seen so many
disaster.
cards.
Disaster.
If you've invested in crypto, I hate to say it, but we might be going broke, folks. It was all good a week ago until this guy just started saying some things. Now my Top Shots won't even fucking open.
I'd rather be on the beach in Sedona right
I'm
now.
absolutely going broke. This is here it is. We're playing.
Oh, we're
The
back.
moment's playing. Okay, actually, buy the dip. Buy the fucking dip. You know what? Ethereum is the goddamn future. You should be buying it right now.
What a
2000
turn
is
of
fucking
events.
cheap.
What a turn of events.
Elon, anything?
Well, hey, it's about time that fucking phone actually started working.
Yeah,
What do we got here?
for fuck's sake.
This is a Top Shot moment. Take a look. It's like a
Is it
clip
Bri-
of a play. It's
In
Is it
case
Brian
you guys are
Scalabrine?
wondering, it's a dunk, hustle, and show.
Yeah.
hustle and show. Look at this thing.
Hustle and flow,
Thoughts?
baby. Elite film.
Oh, wow. Up and at him. Wow, he just slammed it down, big
Yeah,
man.
good for him. Good for
And
him.
for all the viewers out there, we're going to be doing this week. We have so much fucking Top Shots, we're going to give some away to you. So if you've been dying to get into Top Shots, you've been unable to get a pack, we're going to give some away. You'll see us tweeting and Instagramming about it. You just got to follow the directions.
Yeah, we're here for you.
And
People,
you'll
the viewers.
You'll be welcomed into the Top Shot world. It's a hell of a community. Good people. Elon's in it.
Mars is a planet.
Mars is a planet. We're going to it soon. That's the Magic Mike Minute this week, folks.
Guys, want to thank you for tuning in, as well as Casey Deandrade for coming on the pod. It was great to rekindle with that dude. You know, Hedge Better for making all this possible. You know, great stuff over here. We're working on some new merch, as you know, we got new designs and stuff. But you know, that's all from Steele Nazz. Be safe out there, guys. One love.
Have a good one.